My name is Matthew Hutcheson. I'm a professional independent fiduciary. Retirement plan sponsors may appoint me to serve as the responsible decision maker for their plans to fulfill those often complex and time-consuming obligations. In my role as fiduciary, I've made decisions directly affecting the lives of hundreds of thousands of plan participants, of hopeful retirees expecting to receive many billions worth of future benefits. We live in an increasingly volatile and uncertain business world. As a result, many plan fiduciaries are exploring alternative investments to improve portfolio performance and reduce risks. It is likely that interest in alternative investments will continue to spread, not only for the potential merit of the alternative investment alone, but particularly due to concerns about the economy and Wall Street's integrity, even in the face of sweeping legislative reform. There is significant financial industry fatigue, and alternative investments offer a sense of hope for some. Generally speaking, an alternative investment means any investment vehicle except stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or similar funds comparable to mutual funds, cash, or property. Examples of alternative investments may include tangible assets such as gold or art, commodities, private equity funds, hedge funds, and closely held stocks. Other examples of alternative investments, although not usually referred to as such, are derivatives and guru portfolios. Derivatives are those speculative instruments that brought down Lehman Brothers and Bear Stearns and nearly destroyed our financial system. Guru portfolios are so-called investment strategies based on special knowledge and expertise the guru is purported to have. That is how the guru claims it can outperform its competitors. Gurus play to the investor's ego, making the investor feel special and smart for knowing the guru and for being permitted to invest with him or her. Many times the guru is falsifying accounting records to make the investment performance appear better than it is. Investors' attention becomes focused on short-term gains instead of long-term values. Bernie Madoff is the most famous example. The due diligence burden retirement plan fiduciaries have when investigating alternative investments is significantly higher than it is for publicly traded securities, for obvious reasons. It requires greater knowledge and insight into relevant issues. Most fiduciaries of employer-sponsored plans are ill-prepared to perform an appropriate level of due diligence. While the plan itself is considered to be an accredited investor, individual fiduciaries might not otherwise be. The participants in a plan are vulnerable to the decisions made by that fiduciary. There are several reasons that performing due diligence and proper monitoring of alternative investments is so difficult. First, the fair value of the investment may be difficult to determine. Even when a fair value is assigned to an investment, its validity may be subject to debate. For example, the reported fair value of an investment could reasonably change by changing one or more unobservable inputs that could have a reasonably material impact in calculating the fair value under those circumstances. Unobservable inputs are assumptions the investment manager makes based on what he or she believes potential investors will pay for an interest in that investment. Those assumptions are based upon the best information available at the time and given specific circumstances affecting that investment. However, there may be multiple unobservable inputs that are equally valid that materially change the calculated fair market value. There are other reasons for performing due diligence on alternative investments is tricky for fiduciaries. One is limited historical information. The second is the difficulty in obtaining an expected return, which is the basis of capital markets. Without an expected return, fiduciaries are unable to determine the merit of a particular investment. In order to properly govern a retirement plan, the portfolio must be structured in such a way as to produce that expected return in a diversified portfolio. So there are 4 practical ways to protect retirement plan participants from the inherent accounting, valuation, and due diligence challenges provided within the alternative investment framework. First, require audit of internal controls that are normally required for publicly traded companies, require them for hedge funds and private equity funds. Number 2, require understandable financial statements. We receive financial statements that are frequently difficult to understand. Number 3, ensure that managers of alternative investments have solid enterprise risk management skills. And finally, improving fair value measurement methods, and I will explore all of these in greater detail throughout the hearing.